guys, it's TheFrXion here, or Tiger Tank 12, however you call me. I don't really care, and welcome back to World of Tanks. Today we're going to be talking about the Recon Mission and the fact that the Recon Mission is a bit of a fail at the moment. Before we talk about the problem at hand, let's just first talk about what is the Recon Mission actually in the game. So the Recon Mission is actually an event that allows us to test out 3 new maps. That's nice if you think about it. We have 3 different stages of the Recon Mission. So we're going to have the very first stage right now, we're going to have a second stage later, and we're going to have a third stage probably also maybe this year. I think that the Recon missions will be finished by the end of the year. So in total, that makes 9 new maps. 9 new maps sounds pretty damn good, if you ask me. And I think I like the way that Wargaming give us the option to be involved in the development. They want our feedback, and I also find it quite nice that the economy and everything is still the same. So if you play these maps, you're going to get the same amount of credits. So my plan today is I want to talk about the Recon Mission. I want to talk about the maps and what I think of the maps so far. We're not going to play every single map. We're just going to play one single map. I'm going to talk a little bit about the different layout and what I think about the map. Because I've played all 3 of them and I've noticed that there are issues on all 3 of the maps. So yeah. If you want to play this and if you're interested in the rewards, there are actually rewards that you can collect. If you play 30 battles, you're going to be able to get a camouflage or a design. If you play 50 battles, you're going to be able to get certain other goodies such as a medal. The thing is, you need to be in the top 12 players, I think. So you need to have we're playing 15 versus 15. So yeah, it's going to be 30 players and you need to be in the top 12. So most of the time you need to be on the winning side. The winning is not really working so far because it's a new map and there are some issues with it. Currently the biggest issue with the map is that, or with the maps, is that the bushes don't really work and the foliage system isn't really introduced in the game yet. So like the biggest issue that I have with the current maps is that there is not enough foliage and that there's actually bushes that are not functioning as they should be functioning or as they function in the standard game. But you know what? Doesn't really matter. We're going to go onto a map. We're going to play one match. We're going to see how well it goes, what kind of a map we get. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what I like about the map and what I dislike about the map. So, Airship Yard is my least liked map so far. I think this map is gorgeous to look at. If you look at it right now, you can see there is an airship yard where they produce the airships. There is an airship or a zeppelin in the back. And we have a symmetrical kind of map. We have a city part right there, or the construction area. And we have like an open spaced area on the 8, 9, and 0 line. And that's where the light tanks go. The first things you notice is that the back of the base right here is actually quite nicely covered. You have some foliage right here, you have a couple of bushes, a couple of trees, you have some rocks that give you cover. But as soon as you go over here to the 8-9-0 line, you notice that it's just a big open field with nothing. So right here, the only 2 sets of bushes that we have are right here and they don't work. These bushes are all broken. Every single bush is not working. So yeah, you have to get used to that. Like the bushes currently on the Recon Mission do not function really well. So you might get spotted if you're too far out. And you can just see how open this entire area is. And I don't really like it at all. I think it's a bit too open, and I hope that they add some more camo, because as soon as we drive a little bit forward, we can already spot these guys over there, and it doesn't take us very long to just be able to see certain players. So right there we spot the FV, or somebody else spots the FV. He spots us though. We're not able to put a shot into him. And I think if you're a light tank on this map, you would basically just be sitting here and be a worse medium tank. Because you get spotted, you can fire back, but You don't have the same kind of armament that the medium tank has, and you only have very limited amount of armor, and basically in the end you have to work with your camouflage, you have to work with your optics, and if that is not an option, you're going to be looking into a bit of an awkward scenario, because you can't really function as a tank type. But one of the things, I haven't read anything about it, but I can imagine that everything that is currently happening right now is not tailored towards light tanks. So it could be that we're currently looking at a version of these maps that just don't really have the support for light tanks, and the support is basically all for, you know, fighting vehicles like medium tanks, heavy tanks, and aggressive tank destroyers. Because the lack of foliage is a bit of an issue for light tanks, especially since we are really dependent on being able to see our opponents. So right there, I have a bit of an issue, which is the Object 268 version 4. But as you can see, for us that is no problem, because we're a super light tank, and we can just eat that like it is candy. But probably the second shot is not going to be going as well. I think the design of the maps is actually looking quite nicely. We do have a lot of different areas, and the most important part for me is certainly going to be the balancing aspect of these maps. They need to do a good job at balancing these maps, so the symmetrical thing is actually quite nice to see, because having symmetry allows us to have the same kind of chances on both sides, and I think that's really important to add a little bit of balance to the already very unbalanced game that we have in World of Tanks. So either way, right now you can see our side over here is getting completely wrecked. Our Progetto 46 is all by himself, so I'm trying to come in here and support him, and I can't really do anything to the Object 68, Object 268, although right now I'm trying to block him, and I'm trying to track him, and it actually looks like I just managed to track him, but I bounced the ELC even 90, and I'm just a big old target for artillery, so I'm going to be falling back because I cannot hold off these advancing guys all by myself. So I already mentioned that the bushes are a bit of a wild card. That's also the fact right here. These bushes over here are not functioning. Ooh, nice. That was a nice shot by the Yak Panzer 100. These bushes right here are kind of broken. You cannot really stay hidden inside of these bushes. And, well, we die to the LCU-90. But it just shows you that this map is kind of bad at the moment for light tanks, especially because you don't have any cover. So yeah, the open field over there was just a big old fight where we didn't really have any cover either side of us, and I don't really like that. So at the moment I haven't really played the other side. I haven't played with the heavy tanks, but with the light tanks I can say that this map is kind of unbalanced for light tanks, because it doesn't give us the option to be hidden somewhere, and that kind of sucks. But everything here is still subject to change. Everything here is new, and we'll have to get used to it. We'll have to give our feedback, and my feedback on this map would definitely be rather negative, especially in regards to light tanks. I would tell them that the camouflage and that the bushes are just too few. We don't have enough foliage. We're not able to scout effectively if we want to passive scout. And that it kind of, you know, condenses the entire scouting thing into a very uncomfortable, weird, medium, like a light medium experience, which doesn't fit every single light tank. So we're lucky we played the LT-432. This is a tank that can adapt into these situations quite nicely because it has some armor. But if we would have played maybe the T-92, I don't think it would have worked as well. So That is a very big negative. I think that's a big negative. If this map comes out like this, it would be a very one-sided kind of affair, because light tanks just wouldn't really have a place on this map. It would be really weird for light tanks. Not a lot of options. So yeah, hopefully I could talk a little bit about the Recon Mission, and you get what the Recon Mission is all about right now. It's just about testing out maps. There are some glitches, there are some errors right now. The bushes don't really work, especially on the one airfield map. The bushes don't work at all. We can work with that, and if they improve the system a little bit, if they add a couple of things such as functioning little bushes, I think this could be a pretty nice thing for us to test out. But so far it's a bit broken. The execution is not done well enough, and I hope they can still quality control it and fix it, so we can try out these maps with the right amount of foliage. So that's it. Hope I see you guys on the next video. Until then, have a good one. Tell me in the comment section below, what do you think about the Recon game mode, and yeah, have a good one.